Namo Buddhaya. Welcome back to Monks in the Morning from Colombo Dhamma Friends of Mahameonawa. We're so glad that you're joining us today. In the last episode, we started to learn about two sisters who practiced giving. Because of that giving, they were both reborn in heavenly worlds. Do you remember their names? One was called Bhadra or Bhadra, and that means lucky or fortunate. The other was called Subbhadra. That means very lucky or very fortunate. And as it turns out, Subhadra really was more fortunate. Why? Because of the intention she had when she gave the gift. Now we're going to get to learn what that very good intention was. So let's first take the refuges and the precepts.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Saṅghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Say after me, I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs with the refuge of the Noble Triple Gem. I observe these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, to escape from the sufferings of samsara. May it help me May it be a blessing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Meritorious children, we have been learning the great benefits and the proper way to think when you offer something to the community of monks, to the Mahasangha. We have been learning the story of Bhadra and Subhadra about the dazzling mansion. So, when we stopped the program in the previous sermon, it was the place where the family died and both sisters were born among devas. Now the question is where they were born. What's the question, children? Where these sisters were born. So after the death of Subhadra was reborn in the heaven called Nimmanarati, a higher divine world after death. So Bhadra was born in a lower divine world, in Tavatimsa. So the lowest divine world is Chatu Maharajika, and then Tavatimsa, and then Yama, then Tusita, then Nimmanarati, and Paranimita Vasavati. So the sister who insisted the other sister was born in a higher divine world, but the sister who insisted was born in a lower divine world. Why was that? Something wrong with the intention, children. Something wrong with the intention. Even great noble Vishaka lives in Nimmanarati. So then just imagine the power of merit collected by only one dana offering to Sangha. So we should offer dana to Mahasangha while we have the chance, children. Monks will not live every day. Like monks will not always be seen in this world. Monks will only appear when the Dhamma is available. Now 2600 years has already passed. So according to the commentaries, these Buddha's teachings will remain for another around 2400 years. So after that, what will happen to people? What would they learn? To whom they would offer dana? So the appearance of the Mahasangha to this world is a rare chance, is a rare opportunity. But some people only offer dana once a year. They wait for their birthdays to offer dana, or else for a funeral to offer dana. No, we should offer dana to overcome greediness. It's good to offer dana on a birthday, but dana offering should be done as much as possible. Because once we transform our money to a dana, that dana will be with us. The merit will be with us. So what happened? Now, these two girls were born in two different divine worlds. So the Devata, the deity who was born in the Nimmanarati divine world, viewed the reason for her to be born in Nimmanarati, and then found about her own sister living in Tavatimsa. Now the girl who forced to offer dana has been born in a lower divine world. The girl who was forced to offer dana was born in a higher divine world. And then this Devata in a higher divine world went to Tavatimsa. to see her own sister. She vanished from Nimmanarati and appeared in Tavatimsa. The palace of Lord Sakka was lit with brightness. This happens when a person from a higher world appears in Tavatimsa. But a person in Tavatimsa might not be able to go to a higher divine world. But anyone from a higher divine world could come to a lower divine world. So after seeing this, Subbhadra from Nimmanarati, the Devas in the Tavatimsa said, "You are very elegant looking and beautiful. This is the first time I am seeing you here. From which heaven did you appear?" Who asked this? Bhadra asked from Subhadra. Then Subhadra explained about the relationship they had in the previous life. Now Bhadra couldn't recognize this Devata as her own sister, who was her own sister in past life. "What is the meritorious deed you did in your previous life to be born here?" Who asked this? Bhadra asked. Then Subhadra said, "I was impressed about the Mahasangha and offered dana to the Sangha. As a result of offering dana to 8 monks, I was born here." Subhadra said that. Then Bhadra was wondering, even I was impressed about the Sangha, but why was I born here then? Now Bhadra is confused. She has also offered dana, but she has been born in a lower divine world. Then Subhadra said, "Arahant Revata directed me towards this path. I offered dana considering the entire Mahasangha. While you offered it considering the number of monks, you offered dana." Even though Subhadra offered dana to 8 monks' children, Arahant Revata insisted her to offer dana to the entire Mahasangha. So Bhadra offered dana every day. She has been only counting monks, but she had never had the intention of offering dana to Mahasangha. See the difference? But even Bhadra was fortunate. She was born among the Devas, where God Sakka was living, and became the wife of God Sakka. That is also another great merit. But then Subhadra surpassed. Subhadra passed that divine world and went to a higher divinity. Therefore, children, when you get the opportunity to offer something to the monks, don't think, "Oh, is it only 2 monks? Is it only 3 monks? Or only 4 monks?" Offering dana to many monks is good, but then even if you're offering dana for 500 monks, still you should think that you are offering to the monks who lived in the past, who lived in the present in Sri Lanka and all over the world, and who will appear in the future in all over the world. Then you are protected. Then for the dedication you do, for the merit you do, for the offering you do, you get a great merit, like the great ocean. Therefore, there is a huge value in doing dana offering. Bhadra, who offered dana every day, was born in Tavatimsa, but Subhadra offered dana once, was born in Nimmanarati. Therefore, children, imagine offering dana once, thinking that offering to Mahasangha was able to take Subhadra to a Nimmanarati divine world. So after hearing this, Bhadra said, "Now only I realize the importance of offering dana to entire Mahasangha. Now I shall return back to human world and accumulate that merit." So don't wait to regret like this in the future. Offer dana. The Mahasangha consists of countless noble qualities. The Mahasangha preaches Dhamma, makes the world brighter. Imagine offering dana to this Mahasangha that preaches Dhamma and the merit you accumulate by that. Therefore, children, offering dana to Mahasangha adds a huge value to the lives of lay people. So that's why we should offer dana to Mahasangha as much as possible and gain merit and get a great assurance for us to not to be born among bad places, among ghosts or demons or animals, but to be born among Devas and meet again Buddha's disciples, learn Dhamma from them and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya, dear parents and Dhamma friends. What do you think about this mind that we have? What did the Buddha think about this mind that we have? Well, the Buddha teaches us many meaningful teachings about life, mind, and the path to enlightenment. These 2 stanzas that I'm going to recite now will teach us how to speak, act, and think in the right way. Mano pubbangama dhamma mano siddha manomaya manasa je paduthena bhasati va karoti va tatunam dukhamang veti Chakam Vahadopadam. All actions in life are preceded by mind. Mind is their chief. They are made by mind. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows one, like the wagon wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mano pubbangama dhamma Mano siddha manomaya manasa je pasannena pasati va karoti va tatunam sukhamang veti chaya vanapayini. All actions in this life are preceded by mind. Mind is their chief. They are made by mind. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows one, like one's never departing shadow. So, my dear Dhamma friends, I'm sure we don't want suffering to follow us. So, let us speak and act with a pure mind, and let happiness follow us like our never departing shadow. Namo Buddhaya.
Buddhanussati verses. Now we're going to chant some ancient verses that help us practice Buddhanussati while we're chanting. If you have a copy of the chanting book, you can turn to page 174, or you can click on the show notes link to read along online. Do you remember what Buddhanussati is? It's when we think very carefully about the qualities of our teacher, the Supreme Buddha. When we think carefully in this way, our minds become calm and concentrated. And when we remember his special qualities, we also remember the qualities of the Dhamma, his teachings. So, now let's chant along together.
Ananta vittara gunang gunato nussarang muning bhaveya buddhima bhikkhu Buddhanussati madito. A wise monk meditates on the Buddha's infinite and pervasive virtues. As his first contemplation, he practices Buddhanussati. Savasane kileseso eko sabbe nighatiya ahu susuddha santano puja nancha sadaraho. The Buddha destroyed all defilements by himself. He had an extremely pure mind, being worthy of offerings from the whole world. Sabbakala gate dhamme sabbe samma sayang muni sabbakarena bujjitva eko sabbang yutang gato. The Buddha has rightly realized everything in the world relating to all times through his great insight, and has attained supreme enlightenment entirely through his own efforts. Vipassanaadi vijjahi Siladi charanehi cha Susamiddehi sampanno Gaganabehi nayako. The leader, the Buddha, has various knowledges, such as vipassana, as extensive as the sky, and he has perfect conduct and pure virtue. Sammagato subhangtanang amogha vachano chaso Tividassapi lokassa jnata niravasesato. The Buddha has rightly gone to the most blissful state. His speech is very meaningful. He has understood the three worlds, sensual, form and formless worlds, in their entirety. Anekehi gunoghehi sabba sattuttamo aho anekehi upayehi naradhamme damesicha. The Buddha has become supreme among all beings by his manifold qualities. Using various strategies, he tamed gods and humans who could be tamed. Eko sabbassa lokassa sabba attanusasako bhagyaissariyadinang gunanang paramonidi. The Buddha is the great teacher of all beings, the unique instructor to the entire world. He is a noble treasure of qualities such as good fortune and prosperity. Panyasa sabba dhammesu Karuna sabba jantusu attattanang parattanang sadhika gunajetthika. The Buddha had perfect wisdom. His compassion extended to all beings. He acted for the benefit of himself and others. He is supreme in all qualities. Dayaya parami chitva panyayatana muddhari uddhari sabba dhammecha dayayanyecha uddhari. The Buddha crossed over suffering by the highest wisdom gained through the perfections, and great compassion by realizing the truth. The Buddha helped others to cross over suffering through his great compassion. Dissamano pitavassa rupakayo achintiyo asadharana jnanadhe dhammakaye katavakati. The beauty of his physical body, full of meritorious marks, is unimaginable even when visible. How much more unimaginable is his body of Dhamma with unique wisdom. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
It was great to spend time with you again today. We hope that you learned something new, and we really hope that you can use what you learned as you go about the rest of your day. Now we know how important it is to pay attention to our intention when we give a gift, especially a gift to the Sangha. As kids, you may not be able to give huge, expensive things, but you can certainly make sure that when you give a gift, you have a very happy and generous mind when you do. If you'd like to read for yourself the sutta that we learned in the sermon today, just click on the show notes link, and you can read it there. It's called the Daddallavimānavatthu. You can also go there to reread the verse that we learned from the Dhammapada. Do you have any questions for the monks? The Supreme Buddha taught us that asking questions is one of the ways that we can become wise. So, ask your parents to help you send in a question if you have one, and we can answer it on the show. Just click on the show notes link to find out how. Now let's share merits. Today, in this short amount of time, we've done many wholesome actions. We've gone for refuge, you've taken the precepts, we've listened to this sermon on the right way to give a gift to the Mahasangha, we've listened to a verse from the Dhammapada, and we've recollected the qualities of our teacher, the Supreme Buddha. All of these things are very wholesome actions, and when we do actions like this, we, like others, to have a happy mind thinking about these things. So, may all heavenly beings rejoice in this merit. May our teacher Lokosoyahangsa have a happy mind thinking about these things. May our parents, our teachers, our relatives, our friends, may they all rejoice in this merit. And through the power of this merit and the power of this rejoicing, may all of them and all of us soon experience the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.